Big Slim got Lil Vic right where he wanted him, in his arms. Exhibit A. Girl, this about to be a hot ass mess. Cue the music! Oh yes, bitches and hoes. I'm back.
I'll drop a player like it's nothing, it ain't working out. Now no debate or for discussion, bitch, I'm walking out. My time is money, I ain't loving, let you toast it out. Flip my weave and walk it out, look how I just bossed it out. Now come on baby, why you bugging, we can't talk it out. I keeps it moving, I ain't tripping, lost another spouse. I'm just a boss, it's in my blood, no I won't scream or shout. Grabbing my keys.
Cause oh yes, bitches and hoes, I'm back. Back with another video we here to discuss power and power, respect. Hey, let's go. Episode 9, and I know it this time because I checked it twice before I got on this video. Stop acting crazy. Let's get right into it. So the episode opens up where we all left off. Gloria dead. Baby Gloria gone. She done gone home to glory. Gloria is dead. And Vic is distraught. He can't believe the love of his life is gone. He don't know what he gonna do without her. He weak in the knees. And he's sitting there trying to find somebody to blame because he just couldn't believe somebody would take out his woman. And you know, his original thought is it's gotta be them goddamn Serbs. It's gotta be the Serbs. Pops, we gotta rally up the troops and kill all of them. But Big Slim had another plan. And he was just like, no, you know, honestly, you don't think it could have been Tommy? And Vic was like, nah, I ain't think like that. But now that you said, he did try to send me to get out of town. So basically what Big Flynn is doing, or Walter Flynn, however you want to call him, he's trying to basically convince his son that it wasn't just the Serbs, that it was possibly Tommy. And because of that, we need to take all of them out. But you know, Walter Flynn is coming from a place of, I want my family to be loyal, blood in, blood out. But you know, they don't make these churn like they used to back in the day. So they not really on that. And he felt like this was the only way he could get Vic and Claude back in his arms, like the bitch that it looks, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, come on, Vic, your cojones was growing on me. Why would you know what I'm saying, want to do this? I mean, even when he asked him, he denied it and was like, this ain't what it is. Don't believe the hype, son. I would never do this to you and put my son in harm's way and da-da-da-da-da. But, yeah, Vic said the Serbs gotta pay, but Pop said Tommy and the Serbs. And poor Tommy, he ain't had nothing to do with it. The next scene comes up, D-Mac is in there counting money. So D-Mac is the money man for Tommy. And that's the best place for him to be, seeing that he's so great with numbers. And he lets Tommy know when Tommy comes in, he was like, hey, some of this money smell bad. And this is where I find an interesting fun fact. He said there's more germs on a $100 bill than the toilet seat. Well, call me Germisha and fill me with hundreds, bitch. I don't give a damn. I wash my hands and use some goddamn sanitizer. You know I'm going to use the hundreds. Put them on me, baby. Put all the hundreds on me. But that was nasty though, I ain't gonna lie. But Tommy was asking about the profit. He said a little over 18%. Tommy was like, you ain't gotta be shy, let me know what it is. He was like, oh, well, it's 18.64, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And I'm just sitting here going, child, I don't know nothing about percentages. Unless you slicing a pie in four. I don't know nothing about percentages. But basically, I like that they have that dynamic now that they're working together. And Tommy is really like wanting him to shine and be who he is. And don't try to act like you ain't what it is. You're smart, you know, express that. Tommy lets him know, look, you too young. You really don't need to be doing this. You have a bright future ahead of you. You can be doing so much more. But D-Mac is like, this is what I do. This is my life. I don't have no life outside of this. I'm in the streets. And Tommy, you should understand that. Although it's wrong, but you should understand it because somebody probably told you the same thing. And look where you at. But I ain't gonna say nothing. We move to the next scene. JP is talking to his dad about Miriam. He basically tell his dad that, look, I called Miriam. Yeah, he was talking to his dad about Miriam. I'm sorry. And he lets his dad know that he called Kate. So the dad was like, well, what'd she say? And basically, JP was like, nothing. Because she didn't even answer the phone, goddammit, barely. I mean, she picked it up, but she ain't say nothing. But you know, JP's dad is more or less on the act of, I know your mama. She wasn't shit when I met her. But if you want to go ahead on and keep making phone calls feeling like something gonna change, go ahead on. But I'm telling you right now, it ain't gonna work out. Your mom ain't worth a dime. Ain't never been worth a dime. But he wants to call his mom, and I think that his dad is good to support him. But he lets his dad know that he'll do whatever it takes to find his son, Darnell. So now we find out D-Mac's name is really Darnell. D-Mac Darnell. Wow, that's crazy. But he can't put two and two together because he don't know, what's going on. Tommy and Liliana meet up, and he says he's got planned to drop the Dahlia off down in Big Flynn, Walter Flynn's backyard. Like, he about to start selling it all over on top of his head. Since he ain't want to be a part of it, and he trying to hate on it, we just gonna start selling it in his yard. Now, Walter ain't gonna like that. Liliana is still there holding true, and I'm here for Liliana. That's my girl, Scarface, That's my dog. Don't play with her. Yeah, I think it's a good idea though, Tommy, but I don't know how Claude's gonna feel about that because that is her pops. We move to the next scene. Claude meets with this woman who's basically, I guess, pushing the Dahlia for her. And she gets in the car and her and the girl starts making out. And is it me or does Claude get real masculine and aggressive around the beautiful women? Claude turns into one of the guys when she's around the butch girls. I mean the regular girls. And ain't nothing wrong with that, Claude, because you be so feminine and cute and soft. But when you be with the girls, the vibes kind of change. You become the aggressor. I see you, Claude. But basically while they making out, she gets a call from her dad, and her dad lets her know, your brother been shot. Get your ass down here. So she kicks the girl out the door, tell her get the F out. I said, oh Lord, girl, we was just kissing. Why you have to do me like that? But she finally arrives and asks how her brother is doing. And the dad was like, look, he's pretty maimed up, but somebody went and shot up on him, and this is about to be war. He can't. You got to know that. He covered in glorious blood. He's all messed up. And Claude has to let him know that he really loved that girl. Like, he really did. But, Walter's trying to act like he ain't do nothing and was just like, I understand. And, I can't believe that this is going on. It's got to be Tommy. Claude is like, it can't be Tommy. Because if Tommy wanted to kill Vic, she would have already did that. Like, why would he now be in the mix of trying to get Vic killed? And the dad was just like, listen, you got to understand how these people move. I'm pretty sure it's Tommy, but y'all got to know that the family always comes first. This is what happens when y'all deal with outside people outside the family. So now I'm just like, oh, I see what you're doing, Vic. You trying to turn all your churn against Tommy because you just want Tommy gone. Because when you told him to leave, Tommy told you to kick rocks with no sandals. Yeah, I get it. Big Flynn, Walter Flynn, whatever your name you want to call yourself. But I don't know how this gonna work out for you when everybody find out what's really going on. But right now, although Claude is kind of doubting it, she's kind of like going with it a little bit. Anyway, she goes outside. She's talking to Vic, and Vic basically tells her, I know it was Tommy. I already talked to Pops. Big Flynn, Walter said it was him. We gotta get him. And she was like, are you sure? Like, really think about it. Why would Tommy want to kill you? And he goes, well, he was smashing Gloria. And she was like, yeah, but if he wanted to kill you, you don't think he would have been killed you before all this? Like, why do you think all of a sudden now that it's Tommy? And Vic was like, bitch, I just told you I done been shot. I'm still recovering. If I tell you it's Tommy, it's Tommy. Well, as Big Flynn walk up, Vic tell Daddy, like a little bitch, oh yeah, Daddy, you saw? She over here saying it can't be Tommy. I'm like, this. Somebody find him another black woman, please, because he turns into a biatch when he around other people. Somebody please get him another black woman. So the Pops was like, Walter was like, so you really not going to believe that it could be Tommy? Like, I'm confused as to why you really helping up for him like that. And Claude was just like, it's not that I don't think he could have did it, but I just feel like if he wanted to do it, he would have already done it. Big Walt says, look, I said what I said. Tommy did that. And whatever they say he did that shit. You need to stop this now. This is going too far. So now Claude is kind of like, yeah, okay, but I feel like she does have a little bit of doubt in there. She's just not really sure. But at this moment, at this moment, Walter is so happy to have his family in one arm. He's able to embrace both his son and his daughter, telling them ain't nobody ever gonna come against us again. And I'm just like, y'all being manipulated, but go off. Vic is in his feelings. Now, I'm confused because when I find out, I'm curious for that matter. When they find out it was you, who gonna pop you upside the head, Walt? Because you already old. You're ready to go anyway, child. Who gonna pop you upside the head? I'm really curious about that. So we move to the next scene. Liliana tells Tommy that Vic was shot. So Tommy walks in and Liliana was like, well, word on the curve, Vic got shot. And Tommy was like, oh, snap, how you know? She was like, well, you know, one of my little partners, they work in the ER, a nurse, and they was telling me that he came through them. So Tommy asked if Gloria was with her. She was like, well, I didn't know. I ain't asked him all that. But I do know Vic made it. He not dead. So Liliana then turns around and was like, well, wait a minute. How you know Gloria? Why you asking about her? Tommy was like, because we used to sleep together. It was what it was. But, yeah, I told Vic not to go out there. I even gave him a call and told him what to do. And he went out there anyway. And this is just ridiculous. So now this time, Tommy is immediately trying to call Gloria because he wants to see if she's alive. But of course, Gloria can't answer because she's home to Glory. You got to call her on the main line and ask Jesus to patch you through. That's the only way you're going to get in touch with her. We move to the next scene. Claude is leaving, and Big Flynn wants to have a conversation with her. So Walt pulls her aside and was just like, look, I want to put together a will and I want you in on it. And she was just like, me? You've never allowed me in on that type of business. Why now, Pops? What's the tea, da? And he was just like, listen, I know it's been a little rough. I've been a little apprehensive about everything, but I need you, baby. I need you. And she's just like, oh. So I think this is what's making Claude now feel like, oh, now I'm being accepted by my dad. I don't have to rebel anymore. You must that rich people stuff. Black people ain't got time to rebel because your mama gonna beat your ass and your daddy. But yeah, she's now like, oh my God, so you want me in? And he's like, yeah, of course. And she was like, I'm so happy that you're now including me. So he lets her know, look, I almost lost my son. I don't want to lose you guys. Y'all are all my family. Y'all are my blood. Y'all all I need. And I want y'all with me at all times. And she lets him know that she promised to try if she let him. And then he says, I got you. So basically, she's now in his little plan because he's played into her card. Like, he knows what she wants the most. And now he's going to play like he's going to give her all of that. And she was like, this is all I ever wanted, da. And he was just like, I know. Give me a hug. Whole time he lying and plotting. Claude, y'all so lame. It just gets on me. Y'all so lame. But he lets her know that, look, I'm going to kill Tommy and I'm going to kill the Serbs. So you got to know, you got to be in line and ready to go. So as he's saying this, Tommy is calling her, but she's not answering. So Walter was like, you good? Like, who that is? And she was just like, ain't nobody, don't worry about it. But she lets him know the only people that matters to me is us. So I'm like, yeah, she hooked now. We move to the next scene. Big Walt is having coffee and he gives something to Vic and then he asks him how he slept. Basically, Vic was like, I can't. I didn't sleep at all. Like, I'm messed up. I lost the love of my life all behind the Serbs and behind Tommy. And I'm just ready to put it all behind me. But Big Flynn says that family's going to always have your back. I believe what he's trying to do again is just to dig the knife deeper in it. And it's just like, oh my God, like, come on, y'all. Like, how do y'all not see this, Vic and Claude? How do y'all not see that all of a sudden, once something tragic happens, such as your fiance dying, Vic, that this comes about? Y'all gotta be smarter than this. I mean, it's just the common sense for me. Y'all gotta have that. Y'all, I don't understand how y'all letting him run this game on y'all as if there's a way or a reason why he would all of a sudden change. But he lets Vic know, you moved around with everybody as a boy and those were boy decisions, but now you're gonna move as a man. Excuse me, does this look like what a man looks like? Okay, I'll let the congregation decide. We move on to the next scene. Paulie is pulled up on Big Flynn, Walter, and asked him how he doing. And Walter was like, shit, I'm good. Vic, and he a little toe down, but he gonna be all right. But Paulie was like, you really is looking thorough okay to say your son almost got killed. Like, you would normally be more hyped up about this. But Walt was like, listen, I already know it was the Serbs, and we about to go to war. That's just that. Paulie was like, you sure you want to do that? He was like, we don't even have the manpower for that. But then Walter chimes in and says, listen, I also know it's Tommy and Tommy got to die. And even Paulie was like, think about it. If he wanted to kill Vic, he would have did that. Why would he do it now? Like, it doesn't make sense. Everybody's catching on to Walter's BS, but Walter is trying to act like everybody's crazy and not him. At this point in time, I'm pretty sure most of the people outside of his kids know that this don't sound right. I feel like he's just trying to put it on the Serbs so he can put it on Tommy and have the whole war so he can take back the city. And people can be on that regular cocaine. But he just don't know that went out in the 80s with Scarface. That is so not today. The girls and the boys want the good stuff. The stuff that glow in the dark. The stuff that you can kiss on your lips. The stuff that you can throw up in the air like sunshine. You feel me? But Big Fling, your time is up. But go ahead on, Fat, and see what happens. So, basically, after Paulie tried to warn him, Paulie was just like, bet, let me know what you want to do. JP is in the lab with Liliana and the doggone lab girl. Why did I call this lady a lab girl? The scientist. I keep forgetting her name, y'all. I'm sorry. But he steps out to make a call, and lo and behold, Kate then doggone turned the whole phone off. It was probably a burner anyway, JP. You getting to know the Kate that Tommy told you not to get to know. But I get it. You need to find out for yourself. Tommy stops by Gloria's bar and nobody's there. So Tommy calls Gloria. Again, Gloria's no answer because she's in Glory. So he goes down to the lab and he asks the lab lady, why not just call her the lab lady again? He asked the scientist, that's what I'm going to say. He asked her how JP was doing and she was just like, his measurements was off a little bit at first, but he making it through. Tommy lets him know it's payday. So he pays him all this large envelope of money. Girl, he wouldn't have to put no gun to my head. Girl, as soon as he would have said how much he was paying, if I was the scientist, baby, the chemist, he wouldn't have to put no gun to my head. I'd have said, when do we start? Is you crazy? Stop acting crazy. But this prompts JP to tell Tommy, listen, I don't want this to be a temporary thing. I'm making the best money I've made. I'm starting to put a dent in my debt. I really need to keep this going. But Tommy ain't trying to hear that. Tommy was just like, nope, this is only temporary to get you what you need. Once you get what you need, you got to get out of here. This is not, I'm not trying to have a full-fledged family business full-time. Like, that's just not what I'm doing. I'm just basically helping you out. But, yeah, JP don't want to hear it because he really needs the money long-term. He feels like I'm making more money now than I've ever made. Why would I not want to stick around? Tommy is not trying to hear this. D-Mac meets up with his friend Marshall. Marshall run up on D-Mac to tell basically D-Mac he was right. Oh, what you mean? Turns out Jannard played Marshall and cut him out the deal as well. And like D-Mac said, I told you, just like you cut me out, I told you he was going to do that. But you don't listen. You don't listen. So now at this point, Marshall was like, listen, you were right, man. And I snuffed you. And for that, I want you to hit me back. Hit me back, get all your licks out so we can move on. Because you my friend and I shouldn't have did that. So D-Mac go to swing on him and then he realized, look, you my boy, I love you, but I got a better plan. So now they got a plan to really attack Jannard. And as they should, because I'm ready for Jannard to go. It's time for him to go. We ready for you to go. Tommy meet up with JP and JP lets him know he called Kate. Now, Tommy is livid. Tommy was like, I told you not to call her. Did you tell her that I was with you or where I was or anything like that? And JP goes, no, I just wanted her to know about Miriam. Tommy was just like, bruh, you don't listen. All you care about is yourself. I literally told you not to call her, and now it's going to affect me. And I kind of, okay, two sides to this, Tommy. Yeah, it is messed up if you told him not to call, but that man never met his mama. He want to know who his mother is. You got to respect that. But on the flip side, JP, you work for him. You could have waited till after you retired to call Kate old ass. She's still going to be out there on that cocaine. You ain't had to worry about it. I'm just saying, so I'm with him on that. But he lets him know, basically, you didn't do what was right for me. You did what was right for you, and that was selfish. Tomato, whatever. We move to the next scene. Bennigan gets ran up on by the cop or detective last week who told him he wanted the money in 2 weeks. Well, the cop said, plans have changed. I need it by Friday. Benny goes, I can't get you that money now. This is impossible. And like the cop said, you either get it to me Friday or I'm going down there and tell the whole department you out here working with the people. And we're not talking about them people, the other people. So now Bennigan is freaking out, like, oh my God, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And I'm like, just what black people do when they need money. They go get it. Stop acting crazy, Bennigan. You know what the hell's going on. We move to the next scene. Paulie pick up the mob from the airport. The Irish mob has gotten off the plane, off the private planes, and Paulie is there to pick them up. And I'm like, oh, Lord, it's about to go down. Time to go see Liliana again. And basically been like, Claude's been ghosting me, and I don't know what the hell going on. Liliana ain't never liked her anyway. So Liliana was like, let's just get her, beat it out of her, and then kill her. You know me. Tommy was like, well, dang, girl, hold on. But beating might not be that bad. Because Tommy feeling away like, girl, where have you been? Like, you can't just go ghost on me. This is business. This is the streets. You ain't got no leave in this. This ain't work. You can't put in a leave request and say you calling in sick. What is you doing, girl? Where is you at? But yeah, Liliana was here for it. Liliana was like, let's just tie her ass up, beat her, torture her, hang her upside down, you know, feed her to the dogs. Who cares? Let's just do it. And I'm like, that's what I'm talking about, Liliana. So we move to the next scene. Jannard is downstairs with Blackson, I believe his name. That's his friend. They down in the basement, and basically Jannard is being an idiot, speaking out buku loud about Diamond. I'm gonna get there. Okay, so he down there basically telling his friend Blackson that he's ready to get Diamond out of here. And as he's saying it, Diamond comes walking the door. Remember, it's a basement, the door is open, so guess who can hear? Diamond. So Diamond lends his ear to the door to see what the hell going on. And it turns out Jannard is down there basically saying, look, I done played it off and made it like it was all cool, gave him all kind of little trinkets and whatever and whatnot. But I'm ready to take over this stuff. I want to get Dahlia for just me and you, and then we could take over this game. Blackson was like, well, damn, like you must have really been had this on your mind. And he was just like, yeah. He was like, I'm done. Like, I'm not about to keep running behind Diamond in this bullshit. And then he said something that was very interesting. He said, you know, Blackson, when I came got you from New Orleans, I knew you was going to help me do this. And I said, skirt, skirt, skirt. What part of New Orleans? Girl, he must have been from the West Bank, Metairie, Baton Rouge, Houma. Couldn't have been from the New Orleans I'm from, because he don't even have the accent, the swag. Girl, bye. 50, y'all could have got somebody else. If y'all was going to say he was from New Orleans, 50, y'all could have at least got somebody else to play that part. I know Rob Cosby, all kind of people on Instagram, you could have got to play that part if y'all was going to say he was from New Orleans. Boy, bye. 50, you tried it. You tried it. I know so many comedians on Instagram right now, you could have got to play that part if old boy was going to be from New Orleans. I ain't like that. And it's really upsetting me and my homegirls. But we going to move on. So anyway, Jannard was like, yeah, I knew you was going to be the one that helped me to take this whole empire. And the whole time, Diamond is upstairs listening. And Diamond was just like, oh, I get it. So now Jannard comes skipping upstairs, like he just said what he said. Diamond comes out the back like he ain't heard nothing. So Jannard is over there, oh, Diamond, you're here. I didn't know you were here. Diamond was like, yeah, I just came in. I didn't know y'all was downstairs. I'm just like, oh, Lord. Shoot him right there, Diamond. Just put him out of his misery. But, you know, Jannard was just like, oh, yeah, you know, we were just downstairs, you know, chilling out. We weren't really talking about nothing. But, you know, I was just, you know, chilling. And then basically, Diamond says, you know, I was going to go over there. It's not the backstop. What is it? The background, the yard, the shipyard, wherever y'all be selling drugs out there in Chicago. Please forgive me, because I know y'all really about that life. He was like, yeah, I went over there and it's kind of slow. And basically, Jannard says, yeah, because it's the Dahlia's moving. People ain't really messing with that regular stuff no more. They want that good. So that's about right. And so Diamond goes, oh, I get it. I got it. So, okay, now Diamond knows that his brother is really ain't worth a dime. But he lets his brother know, listen, things will get back to normal. You know, like you said, downstairs in that basement. But he didn't say all that. And then Jannard was like, yeah, you're right. Things will get back to normal. You like a whole, like, scholar around here, Diamond. That's what's up. And they walk out the door. But little New Orleans, I ain't gonna call him New Orleans. Blackson, because he damn sure ain't from New Orleans. He don't even look or act like it. But anyway, Blackson turns around and kind of give him a little small look. I want to believe that Blackson is not really 100% on board with Diamond's or Jannard's plan. But I feel like he's just going with it at this point. We move to the next scene. Tommy pulls up on Claude. Tommy pulls up on Claude, child, and was like, where the hell you been? I'm surprised you opened the door because you've been ducking me. And Claude was like, boy, look, we had a family emergency. I couldn't really be there. And it's just like, girl, you could have called in and let us know what was going on. And he was like, I heard about your fam. How's Vic? And she was like, he was lucky enough. He made it. She was like, he said, oh. He was like, anybody else was with her? And she was like, well, Gloria, but Gloria wasn't so lucky. And so now Tommy is like, now he knows Gloria is dead. Now, although he could have not cared nothing about Vic, he did care about Gloria. So now Tommy knows that she's dead and he doesn't like that. He's really pissed. And he lets her know, look, I tried to save your brother. I told him what to do, gave him a call. Your brother just didn't want to listen. But Claude is like, you never respected my brother. You probably wanted him dead anyway. And Tommy was like, girl, do you know who I am? If I wanted Vic dead, Vic would have been dead. Girl, what is you saying? When I was smashing Gloria, I would have killed him. Why would... Think about it. But at this point, Claude is too far gone. Claude don't want to hear nothing. She feels like whatever they said you did that shit. And it's just like, oh, God. Ain't that your business partner? Ain't y'all in business? Because if I was Tommy, I would say, now keep playing. I'm going to tell your Paul, we out here pushing this dolly up. But it's going to be better to put it in the backyard. I feel like that'll kill him and both of her. Him and her, I'm sorry, worse. But Gloria is dead and Claude is in her feelings, and I guess she don't really want nothing to do with Tommy. But Tommy's trying to basically insist on letting this girl know, look, I didn't have nothing to do with that. I promise you I didn't. Whatever they said I did, I didn't do it. Like, please forgive me. I didn't have nothing to do with that. But she was like, look, yeah, I get it, but that's just how I feel. Tommy was like, bet, but you need to consider your source. She was like, and you need to watch your back. And I'm like, Tommy, just hit her. Just hit her upside the head at this point. What are we doing? Let's move on. Bennigan goes up to Rob Diamond. Now, Bennigan, of all the drug dealers and all the people, you know, this is what I can't stand about niggas. Not black people, niggas. Y'all will do anything to each other before you go do it to the people who really matter. So you go rob Diamond, and I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, it's different because Diamond, you know, he don't have a bigger game. Diamond controls the whole South Side. But you had enough kahunas to go pull up on him and rob him. But it worked out in your favor because you hit him upside the head with that gun. But Diamond has this kind of regret and guilt for you because he knows that he did whatever he did to your sister by selling that product. So when you was trying to get 100 from him and rob him, Diamond gave you 150. Like, and it was just like, bro, all right, go ahead. Because you trying to sit up here and make it seem like I'm the criminal when it turns out, look at what you doing. We both criminals. We both grew up in Chicago. We both black men. We both get it. And don't say that you're different because you're a cop. Because look at what you're doing. But Bennigan's whole response to that was, I'm only doing this because of what you did. Like, this is not an action. This is a reaction. And that's kind of, I think, what pulled on Diamond's heartstrings to just give him the 150. And it's just like, Diamond, you better than me. Because I'd have hit Mr. upside the head and thought about having later. Color purple. Let's move on. Diamond, for some odd reason, is still messing with the Carrie girl. How good is the cooch where you just would rather risk everything and anything? I don't have a peen, so I can't really say, but y'all dudes be making some questionable decisions. But she's asking him what's going on with his head, because now he got a big knot on his head. And he was just like, you know, life. My past just came back to bite me. And she was like, well, that's fine. We don't have to talk about it. And he insisted on talking and kind of in a sly way let her know Jannar been on some snake shit by saying, look, a person that I thought I loved and loved me, I found out really doesn't. So I'm really messed up behind that. And he was like, so what, you gonna go write about this? And I'm just like, you know what, if she do, that's on you. That's on you. Bye. I don't even like that he's with her. Let's move on. Now Tommy is going around needing favors. Okay, so Tommy sees Diamond in a diner, and he like begs for him to come outside, and Tommy asks him, hey, look, I need you to get me some guns, a lot of them, and some manpower, because Big Flynn trying to kick my ass. But Diamond was just like, yeah, I know we did that before and we kind of barely made it out. I don't really want no smoke with them people. I'm chilling on the south side. I don't think I can help you with this. Tommy feels away because he was just like, well, damn, you really not going to help me? But like Diamond said, I'm not going back to prison for nobody. Tommy got to respect that. So he was just like, you know what? I figured I'd ask. But he goes on to the next person, which is Milkovich. Now, he goes to Milkovich and asks Milkovich for the same thing. He needs an army and guns. And Milkovich was like, it's going to cost you. And he was like, name the price. So he asked him who it is, and he lets him know it's Walter Flynn. Milkovich was like, say less. And then he asked him, if I throw an extra 50 in, can you find out who actually did the hit on Vic? And Milkovich was like, why do you care? And he was like, well, because a girl was in there who was innocent. She got killed, and I want to find out what happened. Milkovich was like, yeah, you got the game messed up. We don't do that. That's not what we do. Nobody cares why she got popped. She just got popped, collateral damage. But nevertheless, Tommy wants to find out who did it. He gonna get him the extra 50, and I'm curious too. I already know it was Walter Flynn, but let's just, for all intents and purposes, say it wasn't him. Let's go on let's go on the wild goose chase. Lord, I'm tongue tied. So we move to the before we do that. So What did he ask him? So Milkovich looks over at the guy standing at the door and in another language says, "I'm sorry for your mom." And I don't know if that was code word or whatever, but Tommy gets up and just walked up to the guy and was like, "You know, when I killed your friend, the only regret I had was I wasn't able to look him in the eye," and shoots him in the head. So maybe it was just a one-off. I don't know, 1-for-1, but I feel like that was kind of set up. So now Tommy goes back to get all the money, and he's trying to get the money to bring back to Milkovich. Marshall and D-Mac pull up on doggone Cousin Mike down there in Gary. Cousin Mike pulled out guns and was like, "What is you around here for?" And Marshall was like, "Bro, it's me. I'm your cousin." Cousin Mike ain't trying to hear that. Cousin Mike, what the fuck you want? Like, what's going on? So he was just like, "Look, I know Janard came around here with that dolly and he gave you a little bit, but I can kind of hook you up on a little more." So Cousin Mike was like, "You ain't got no dolly. Get out of here." And he was like, "I do." So now D-Mac pulls out a whole brick of it. And that piques Cousin Mike's interest. So Cousin Mike tell everybody to get back. Let me see what these little niggas got to say. And like Marshall told him, he only gave you a little because he don't have the real deal. I got the connect and I can hook you up with him and some more bricks. So Cousin Mike was like, "Bet, but you're going to have to come back with at least 4 more bricks before we can even entertain it." On the flip side, he calls Janard to tell Janard that them little niggas is done betrayed you, and if they come with Modalia, the deal is off. Because, you know, it's all about money at this point. Ain't nobody got time to be dealing with that. Janard is pissed. He's telling his friend, he was just like, "Man, these little niggas, they played me. How the hell they get this connect?" And Blackson was just like, "Ain't no way they got the connect. Where they gonna get the connect from? Like, where would that even come from?" And he was just like, "I don't know, but they said they had more bricks, and we gotta find out what's going on." He said, "But in the meantime, we gotta kill these little niggas." And in my mind, I'm like, "Boy, do you know whose nephew you playing with?" You obviously don't, but whatever. Claude pull up on Tommy to kill him, but she sees him talking to Milkovich. So now she's convinced that he did have something to do with Vic getting shot. So now she goes back to Vic and her dad and say, "Y'all was right, Da, you were right. It was him. He was over there talking to Milkovich, and he was like, 'I told you, y'all better stop betraying the family.'" And I'm just like, "Girl, y'all get on my nerves." We move to the next scene. D-Mac tells Tommy that he cut a deal with Cousin Mike out in Gary, but he thinks he's doing something good. He was just like, "Look, I got this thing going on out in Gary. It's gonna be great. We can get Dahlia out there." Tommy was like, "Why would you do that? I didn't ask you to do that. Like, what are you doing?" He's pissed about this, and he was just like, "I thought I was doing something nice for you. Like, I'm confused." So then Tommy goes on to say, "I keep telling you, you have so much in your future, and you just throwing it all away." And D-Mac was like, "Bro, what are you saying? What is going on?" And Tommy lets him know, "I know who your father is. Your father is JP. That's who club you be shooting up. And also, I'm your uncle." D-Mac responded as a child. And he pulled the gun and he was just like, "Stop playing. Like, that's not true." Tommy lets him know it is true. And what I do know about you is you're not a killer and you're not going to kill me. So, I said what I said. D-Mac goes running off into the wind. Because he's feeling some type of way, as he should. He's still a child. No, he's a gangster, but he's still a child. And he's out back looking at his this box that he puts his money and stuff in with his dad's picture. And Tommy walks up behind him. And D-Mac tells him, he says, "Listen, I followed you over to that old house, but I didn't know you were my uncle. Like, this is crazy. Like, I didn't know anything about this." Well, it turns out Tommy was like, "Listen, I knew who you were a while ago, but I think it's time you tell your dad. You tell JP who you are." And like a kid, and honestly, he had a good point. He was like, "Well, I gotta tell him. Y'all the adults, you tell him." Tommy was like, "I'll tell him if you come with me." Child, they get up to go walk off, and here comes the drive-by. And guess who gets hit? You guessed it, D-Mac. So now Tommy brings him down to the hospital. He calls JP and said, "Hey, JP, you remember that kid who kept shooting up your club?" JP was like, "Yeah, what's up?" And he was just like, "He in the hospital. He not doing too good." So JP was just like, "Well, live by the sword, die by the sword. What you want me to do?" And then Tommy goes, "Yeah, but the gag is that kid is your son." D-Mac was like, not D-Mac. JP was like, "What?" And he was like, "Yeah, that's your son." And he asked, "Well, how long did you know?" And he was like, "I knew for a while." And rightfully so, JP kind of like gets upset. And he was just like, "Why didn't you been told me? You should have been told me this the moment you found out." And he says, excuse me, I got to go into this hospital and save my son. I was like, wow, that's powerful. Yeah, Tom, you should have told her. But I get why you, for your own reasons, but you should have said something. I'm sorry. We move to the next scene. Big Flynn is at the bar, and Paulie pull up with the Irish mob. Child, the Irish mob is in town and is ready to go. And one of the guys from the mob was like, Claude, since when your daddy started letting you get in on men operations? But, you know, she was just like, what do you mean? And then Walter Flynn goes, we're going to need her brains if we're going to have any type of strategy with this. This is going to be a thing. We got to get everybody out of here. And here come Vic. We got to kill all of the Serbs and Tommy Egan. I'm like, boy. Honestly, in my opinion, I really hope that they find out this is some bullshit and then they turn on Big Flynn, because he done involved too many people in his BS. And he on his way out the door. Big Flynn, you should have just let that boy be with that girl and leave it alone. This is too much. Anyway, this was the end of the episode. I'm sorry it was late, y'all. Girl, I was out last night. I went on a date. But y'all down in the comments and let me know what y'all thought about this week's episode of Power and Power Respect. I want that money and power. Yeah, let's go. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will see you hoes later.